Hi and welcome, Benedicte. You are located in our Norway organization here in the Nordics. Tell us who you are and what your role is here at Siemens.
Yes, my name is Benedicte, and I actually live in Bergen. And I started at Siemens in August last year. So I would say I'm quite new, and my role is project manager. And I work on different projects within both EA, electrification and automation, and also the building automation area. I follow several projects at the same time and work with different customers.
How would you explain your role to a 5-year-old?
I mostly coordinate the project and make sure everything moves in the right direction. I often describe it as putting a puzzle together where different teams and stakeholders are responsible for different parts. So I try to communicate with them and inform them about where we are and about our delivery at Siemens. And my responsibility is to keep track of the timeline and costs and also the progress and make sure that we deliver what we have agreed on and to the right quality, of course. I make sure that everyone involved has the same information. So I'm like a link between the team in Siemens and our stakeholders.
Do you have a tech background, education-wise, or where you worked previously? Or are you a, let's say, 100% project manager? What is your profile?
In Siemens, I have not some technical background because I came from a different company that works mostly with AI, robotic processes. So that was my mainly area back then, but I was a project manager in those projects. So this is completely new for me.
But still, you come from a tech environment at your
Yeah.
previous employer, and you are now in an environment where you work, I would expect, with a lot of tech experts, engineers, and so on. Is this correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you a super structured person at all time as a project manager?
I try, but I don't think I always am. But I feel like the quality, like structure, problem solving, and the ability to see the bigger picture fit well with me as a project manager. So I work in a structured way and try to develop good routines for follow-up and progress.
What can a typical workday look like for you? Is it very dependent on the current project you are managing, or is there even such a thing as a typical workday?
There is a lot of variation in my work. There is a lot of meeting every day, and I talk to the customers on the phone also in every week, but I try to do some of the same things every day, but it will be a variation. So it's typically planning and follow up and handling a lot of unexpected tasks as well. There's no day is the same.
In the midst of routine and recurring tasks, there's also a bit of nerve and unexpectedness. What kind of work day or tasks makes you jump out of bed in the morning?
The most rewarding days maybe are when we can see some results or when we have solved a problem or achieve a milestone together as a team. And I really enjoy to give the customer a call and say that the delivery is completed or we have solved the problem. So I also like to follow up the teams I worked with and seeing the progress and hope that everything goes to plan.
We talk a lot about one thing being constant is change, and transformation is always ongoing. As a project manager, we kind of touched upon that, but you do rely a lot on structure and certain routines. But how do you cope with change in your role as a project manager?
I try to balance structure with the flexibility because structure gives me controls. I also focus on being adaptable when things change. So I try to involve the team and explain why changes are necessary. Even though it's not always easy to get everyone on board, I try to get in the right way. And my experience is that both the colleagues and the management or the customers are open to listening and adjusting over time.
Has your own career path been a straight line?
My career path has not been like a straight line. I started working with, as I mentioned, AI and chatbots in more a technical role. But over time, I wanted a broader responsibility and moved into project management, but primarily within AI projects. And then I wanted to change the industry. So I was motivated to move to Siemens. That was the opportunity to get a new role and a completely new industry for me. It was actually a big shift, but I was curious and willing to learn and wanted to bring people more together and get more experience as well. So at Siemens, the learning curve has been steep because I was very quickly involved in the projects. And at the same time, I experienced that I have a strong support system and the culture that encourage development and mobility. But it is a lot outside of my comfort zone, but keep learning and developing.
You started less than a year ago here with us in Siemens, and you already experienced quite significant learning, you say. How does that happen? Is it a lot within projects? Is it a lot of kind of traditional, what you would say is training or learning? Or is it just a big mix?
I think it's a big mix. I have tried to combine like formal training and certifications like PM professional certification, but also with a lot of hands-on project experience. So I was given a lot of responsibility early on and was involved in complex projects before I have done anything training. So that really pushed me to grow, and a lot of my development has come from that learning by doing, and made a lot of mistakes. And I also have coaching from my manager, are supported by mentoring from the other project managers in Norway. And I also had the opportunity to bring my own perspectives, and I've experienced that those are valued. So overall, it's been an intense start for me, but a very rewarding growth journey.
What do you want to develop next? Have you even had the time to kind of, open up for next steps, or are you very much in the now?
Now I've been there like 10 months now. So I'm starting to look into the future and what I want to do next or what I have to learn next. But I think I want to continue developing both as a leader, but also more technical. So I'm still very curious about AI, and I would like to go more deep into that and more hands-on experience, but also learn about more what we do in Siemens and other projects that I have no experience in so far. I want to grow as a leader, especially in how to lead teams effectively at Siemens and work more agile in the project environment.
There should be plenty of opportunities to go that route, as it's a big organization we work in, especially when you open up for international development or even within the Nordics. There's lots of areas to expand and develop within, for sure.
Yeah.
As a project manager, you are a bridge between vision and execution. And we kind of touched upon that a little bit already. Can you mention or walk us through a project where you could literally see the impact of your work?
I haven't yet led a project from start to finish yet at Siemens, but I have been involved delivering projects to the end customers, especially within energy facilities. And what we deliver, I see help makes the operations safer and run more smoothly, which gives a very clear real world impact. And for me, the most rewarding part is, as I mentioned, the handover when the solution is taken into use and the customer can actually benefit from it in their everyday work.
It can be quite intense, especially new at work, steep learning curve you mentioned. Work-life balance is key and important. How do you personally manage the flexibility that is offered to you, perhaps the autonomy you want to have to, guide yourself at work to a certain extent, and the rest of your life that is outside of your workday?
As you say, I experience a high degree on flexibility in my role. It's flexible for working not when you want to, but more flexible hours, and also working from home when that is needed. So there's a strong sense of trust from my manager, my colleagues in Norway, which gives me autonomy in how I structure my work. So the trust makes it easier to balance work and also the private life.
Being about 10 months in your role here at Siemens, has the experience been what you expected, if you had any expectations, or what was actually your perception of working at Siemens and what happened?
I didn't have a lot of thoughts about how this was going to go or many thoughts about that, but I chose Siemens because of the strong values, especially the focus on responsibility and innovation, and also that we can work across teams, both in Norway, but also in the Nordics and globally, and the opportunity to work on a meaningful and a technical, interesting projects. What has made me stay is the combination of the supporting work environment and that I have the possibility to learn and grow, and also that I can take ownership, drive project forward. So I also really value the culture of collaboration and trust, and the chance to work on projects that create a real impact for the customers.
To wrap this interview up, who would you think would like a similar role as you have here with us?
I think this role suits a lot of people, but I think you have to enjoy working structurally and like priority in the work. And you also need to be comfortable collaborating with others, working across different areas, and be open to change and also adapting. Maybe like a problem solver as myself can fit. And it's also a great fit for someone who is motivated to seeing the result of their work and creating real value through projects.
Thank you so much, Benedicte. And again, best of luck with your coming months and years here at Siemens.
Thank you.